let's move now to another commodity company of a sort. You may or may not be familiar with this one. It's Cargill. It's an agricultural trading company. It's based in Minnetonka, Minnesota, in the United States of America, established in the 1860s. One of the world's largest companies by revenue, because it's involved with grain and all sorts of other soft commodity trading. Yeah, interesting.
Chicken as well. Isn't something like
chicken, beef, palm oil, grain, like almost
everything.
every agricultural commodity you could imagine. They either buy and sell it, or buy it and bring it into the US, or buy it in the US and sell it outside the rest of the world.
Huge global presence. Quite secretive, as you can imagine, these traders. In fact, we commented that their head office in Johannesburg is just on a patch of land in the middle of nowhere. If you're on your way to Lanseria, it's just on the right hand side, just pops out of nowhere. I think it's after Danefern, just on the right there.
So no fanfare, just quietly going about, but probably turning over many millions of rands of turnover as part of this global operation.
Well, everyone's got to buy their palm oil for everything from cremora to biscuits to inputs.
Palm oil is a wonderful commodity.
No, it's lovely, Paul.
It's that stuff that melts in your mouth at exactly
right
human body temperature. So it gets added to all sorts of things to make them taste creamy.
Exactly.
Delicious. But now Cargill, the background to this company is that it got presumably started as a,
it was a granary,
American Middle Western company, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. How have they managed to maintain the family control, would you say?
Family owns 90% of this business. So there's a series of offspring that range between 4.3 and 1.6 billion in terms of their holding, depending on where you are. But we're getting to what looks like the fourth generation now. And that's maybe where it could get a little bit tricky. But look at the Koch Industries. They've managed to maintain some sort of transition, maybe because it's not as old. But as time goes on, I think you want professional managers. I assume
there must be some sort of internal market that allows family members to sell to each other, provided they
doesn't look like it,
have the bloodline.
It doesn't look like it. It looks like staff 10% are owned there, and that's probably more likely where the turnover comes from.
Speaking of staff, I mean, it's got 140,000 employees worldwide. As you say, 90% held from farmers, from family. But I mean, it's a tremendous business. The other thing I noted in the read-up of the company is that they've got a financial markets division. So, I mean, we know from companies like Glencore and others that a lot of the trading margin is to be made by financing. So you are able to buy a crop of something, or either hold it in storage and then find an opportunity to sell it to somebody at a margin. But a lot of that means that there's a kind of a working capital involved, and you can lend money to suppliers and providers and that sort of thing.
Very, very short term. So your window would be very short. And the margins, like you pointed out, on these businesses is next to nothing. It's like 1.5%.
So what you're saying is, because Cargill has got like $135 billion of annual turnover, but that would presumably not be at like, 40% margins.
Definitely
like a cell phone
not.
company.
No, it's nothing, because we're talking about grains. Nobody would say no. They'd say, hell no, I'm not accepting that. But if you were able to get bulk and move it across to a global food production business who needs it, they'll pay a little bit more.
A couple of other tidbits here is that they are a massive, massive importer of beef from Argentina, which gets supplied into the US fast food industry. Every single egg that is used in McDonald's goes through a Cargill
your McMuffins
process. Incredible.
And salt. They've got some sort of in processed foods, so they're pretty big in that. So as you know, a lot of food in America is processed food.
Yeah. Okay, good. So lots of people in the planet need feeding. This industry is not going anywhere. But if it was to be announced that the Cargill family is throwing in the towel and they're bringing it to the market, would this one be on your shopping list?
I think the margins are just too slim. So I think the profitability variance would just be too much from one year to the next, depending on where grain prices are, etc. I'd much rather buy the people further up who are actually processing the food and have better margins.
Either who deliver the food or who have the branded food products, which then have a little bit more pricing power and stability.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll go not hot on that one as well.